Sure, it's hot, but history shows us it can always be hotter. More than 3 decades ago, Phoenix recorded the hottest day ever here when we topped out at 122 degrees back in 1990. So let's take you back. It was a Tuesday. Top songs at the time were Step by Step by New Kids on the Block. And It Must Have Been Love by Roxette and Hold On by Wilson Phillips. And ABC15's Jordan Bonke dialing back the clock for us for some perspective on this heat.
I've escaped to the pines, as you can see behind me right now.
When you're a retired Phoenix Fire Battalion chief like Doug Mermitt, you see cooler temps this time of year, partially because he lived through the hottest day ever recorded in Phoenix. June 26, 1990, we hit 122 degrees by 2 p.m.
Some people mentioned that their shoes were melting.
That does happen, and one of the things that we really see as that mercury rises is that, say somebody is crossing the street or riding a bicycle and they get hit by a vehicle, they can receive third-degree burns just by their contact with the pavement.
Doug recalls days of temps 110 and above, leading up to that peak of 122.
The day before that hit 120 degrees, and we were like, yeah, this is not good.
During a time when we didn't have smartphones with constant heat warnings, the story many Valley veterans recall is at Sky Harbor.
I thought I was in hell. I know you can't use that on there, but man, it was hot.
Some older model planes at Sky Harbor didn't have guidance on how to fly in temps over 120, so the flights were grounded on that day until temps cooled down. Sky Harbor told us today the majority of airlines that serve Sky Harbor have updated their performance charts with new data that goes to and above 122 degrees. Arizona state climatologist Erin Ann Saffel remembers the hottest day ever for Phoenix.
It was oppressive. It's like when you open up the oven and that hot, dry air just comes right at you.
And with our growing urban landscape in the valley, we're not cooling off at night like we should, making days even hotter.
In the early 1900s, there were about 5 days every year that were 110 degrees or higher. Now we're at 5 times that amount. It's being impacted by changes in temperature, predominantly from the urban heat island.
But if you think this is hot, remember, it can always be worse. Jordan Bonke, ABC15, Arizona.
All right, so I wasn't living here in 1990. I was living here in 1995, where it was very close to 122. There was another day that was like 120, 121, something like that. And I remember standing in high-heeled shoes and the heels sinking into the pavement.
Yeah.
It was like melting underneath me.
Well, I'll stop complaining about my 118 the other day then. Or today, in fact. Today was 118. So
it's been hot for sure. All right.